subscription or like
Did you only subscribe for 1 month?
Yeah, 1 month.
So your shooting percentage is ass.
I mean, fuck. I mean, yeah. I mean, like that's
How much was it?
Like
fuck, like $14 or some shit. $20.
It's about 20 now.
And then what do you get that you don't get from the
So
free?
we get to like the things
pussy.
that come with it, bro.
Hot
Oh
pussy, I'll tell you that
man,
much.
things that come with it, bro. You get to see who liked you.
Unlimited swipes.
Unlimited swipes.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
okay.
shit
Couple
be
Couple
nice.
boosts. Boosts are key, man.
Yep. Super likes.
I don't.
Boosts are
Super likes.
Super
You can
likes.
play all those games. You can see people that
That's-
like you first.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean, I know what it's about.
bro. But
Fucking
it's just
respawn. You keep
Yeah, you
the
can.
boomerang. Just like keep popping up people's feeds, bro.
Like if you swipe left on, you're like, oh fuck, I wanted that one. You can actually go back.
yeah. You can go back. If you don't, it's like too bad. You fucked up.
That's
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
okay.
You know.
She's gone forever.
Sometimes I just try to find them from first name.
Nah, man. But Tinder's not even.
Fucked up.
Tinder's for like.
Weirdo.
I think it's just for like white dudes.
Hella weird. I started seeing too much dick on there. I can't lie to you. There's too much. Too
And the
many
bots, man. Isn't there a lot of bots?
bots, and also people that are like saying that they're women when I can see your dick. Like, you know what I mean? I can see your
Yeah.
dick. I personally just like to know what I'm getting into, and at a certain point, I'm kind of worried. I don't know where to swipe, so I just kind of.
Right.
I hung out. The last chick I hung out with actually killed my whole experience. I got home, deleted my whole fucking Tinder profile, which says a lot. If you know how horny I am, bro, that actually says a lot. How shitty her personality was. It was terrible.
How bad? Like, what do you? In what way? Like, just.
I can't tell you because you're guys, but I promise you, if I played you a 5-minute clip of what her voice sounds like, where her emotions are, just 5-minute clip, all of you would be like, ew, automatic. It would
Similar
be like,
to like
ugh.
what's her face? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna say it out loud, but
Say it out loud.
Let's just say it, baby.
no. The one that you said that I think you used to hook up with her, but like now she's like fit.
Which one? Who?
Come on, man. There's only one.
Who? Yeah, there's only one fit girl you're talking to.
No, not now. I'm saying before.
Guys?
Yeah.
Skinny weight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
We've spoken about her before.
Yeah.
Who though?
What's the
But it's yeah. But anyway,
I mean,
I
you
met
can
her
say
through
it.
you,
I don't
actually.
care.
same thing. Like you see
Remember
you see
those
the
Broad Nine
personality on
days?
Instagram.
Yeah.
You see the personality on Instagram and just the flow, and then I
Lily's
talked to him
friend.
about it.
Oh, Lex?
yes.
That's different. I told Lex from day one she was a weirdo. She knew it, so it was very cool, and I was, having a good time with her friend. But then at some point, once I start hearing you telling my friends that you're black and shit, like you're like people are because her ass is crazy.
Oh,
So people are usually like, yo, like what's what I mean? Where you from? Where's that shit coming from? Because she's just a white chick, and she's like guess, and then guys will guess, and then like. She'd be like, actually, she's like, I'm actually a third black. And I'm like, nigga, there's not a piece of you that's black. Not a single piece of you
There's
that's
not
black.
an inkling of you. There's not a fucking.
I'll send you her profile and
It's
thing.
private.
Black.
It's
Just
not even
probably
worth a follow just to
fucking-
see, to be
just
honest.
so you know. Oh, I'll just
so I
pass
know.
you. Do you want to pass me my phone?
Hey,
so
let me
he knows?
see.
Toss it.
This guy's different.
I'm nice, bro. Trust. And don't say the N-word that much. Trust.
Well, let me see.
Yeah, that's how I say it. That's exactly how you said it. So when we were talking about that, what is the guy was like, oh yeah, you say nigga too much. I was like, but that's how he says it.
Bro, and I said that I started off explaining myself from a
God damn.
point of like that, trying to understand, and I ended off in a point
Once
of,
she opens her mouth,
I can do whatever the fuck I wanna
personality's
do.
just-
Yeah, but you were like, but that's how you
It's
say
like, I'm
it,
out.
nigga.
I'm out.
Like,
Like my brain. Like I
bro,
I
can't.
said that, I'm like, even white
It's like
people
you hit it
understand
once
what I
and
mean
just
when I
like,
say
yeah,
nigga.
go back. It's
Yeah,
like
and
you
people
just
get
have to
offended.
do it
And he
'cause
just
it's
was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so
aren't
crazy.
you,
But
aren't
like,
you saying that most of
never
your
go back.
followers can now say the N-word because you say
It's
like
crazy
it's
how that
water coming
works,
out your
man.
mouth?
Like you
Right when you
lose
said that, I'm like,
attraction
thank you.
just based off what.
You're saying that I sound nice when I speak. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I hate
I'm
the
not
way
gonna
you
change
sound.
what the fuck I do.
I literally don't like the way you talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not even just like the way she talks, it's just the things she says and just like seeing her stories too. I'm just like,
yeah.
it's like one of those.
Because like, oh, I know what you're about. Like,
Yeah.
I get it now. Like, it's.
You know,
I wish
I
I
get
had
it.
before I like started being conscious of personalities and shit.
Yeah, personalities are big, man.
Yeah.
Especially as you grow older, you're like,
Go older, man. That's the thing.
yeah. How old are you?
27, just turned 27.
I started taking Viagra and shit.
Yeah, man. It's
Damn. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's busty, but
I haven't creeped in a
she's
minute.
busty as fuck. But
You gotta see the ass in person. I'm
Yeah,
telling
dude,
you.
it's crazy. It's like you can't even describe it.
I just can't. Like she might be racist. But
you were running that?
No, I don't know.
There were complications.
There were some issues.
Because the one I was work, so I sued at like a bunch of clubs, and Republic was still open at the time. And I'm like, yo, like, listen, I'm not trying to fuck up my work right now, so like we can link afterwards. And then she got up and she's like, oh, like you don't want to hang out with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was texting after work, and then she's like, well, you don't want to hang out. And I was like, she's not trying to be chasing that, so we're good.
I thought you were about to say a dick didn't work. I was about to say, damn, bro. It's a tough one.
Bro, you can tell within like the first 5 minutes if this is gonna go well within a date. Like it's pretty simple. After life experience, going through shit, it's just like
pattern recognition.
It's hard to accept it when like you've driven for so many minutes to
yeah, see, that's a little different.
be there. And then I try to remind myself the whole time of like, this is what I saw online, this is what I saw online, this is what I saw online. But then I open my eyes and she's still talking. I'm like, this is terrible. This is a terrible time.
So she was just talking like just.
It was, everything that came out of her mouth was terrible. Even talking about her career shit, like it was just the gossipy shit. You start gossiping, bro. If we just met and you're gossiping and talking shit about your friends, like off top,
crazy,
and like you're saying shit that you thought a nigga like me was gonna accept. Like you said, like right, and I'm just staring at you. And I'm like, and her biggest thing when she said the line, especially of like, and I told my friends once I'm famous, right there I zoned out. I'm like, I can't.
Peace.
You know what I mean? Once, you know, see
Once
what I'm
I'm
saying?
famous?
I'm telling you, I would have played a 5-minute clip, bro, and you would have been like, Prov, why were you there? And I would have told you, it took me 45 minutes to get here, my nigga. So I'm gonna see it through. See it through. And you know what's crazy? By the end of it, bro, she's the one who acted like she was too good for me, which was crazy because I'm like, bro, my ears have been bleeding this whole night.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And after that, it's like I could either you understand why some dudes become bitter and become angry and shit, or I can just remove myself from ever being in this again. So I deleted my profile. I couldn't do it. Do it.
That's tough.
It's crazy. And I can't even say it. I can't.
I just feel like more and more chicks in Van are like that now, man. It's just
There's a lot.
It's a lot, bro.
You think that's just Vancouver? I feel like that's just the world.
It's Vancouver.
It's mostly Vancouver.
It's
People say
bad.
it's Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like one of my boys from Montreal, he lives in DC too. He was telling me about his shorty, and he's like, oh, she's one of like a chick he was talking to. He was like, oh, she's like a Vancouver chick. And there's a label to it now, bro. Like,
exactly
oh, she's like a Vancouver chick.
Yeah.
So what would that be?
Just think you're fucking better than everyone else, stuck up, standoffish, just
Definitely standoffish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy smiling at somebody walking down the street and they like mean mug you.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, the sun is out.
Yeah.
I'm across the street. You know what I'm
Really
saying?
fucking
I kind of prefer that though. For me, what's been fucking me up is like smiling at someone, then smiling back, but not really sure like if it's a genuine smile or it's just like they don't want to seem like
Just for you to hit on them and then be like, ew.
Because that happens all the time. Like there've been time like going out with my buddies and like seeing them like their girls like giving them eye contact, and then you go up to them and it's just like it's a different vibe.
why
I'm
were you
like,
looking at me at the first
Exactly.
place though? Why?
So
Like, what are you
confused by
doing,
that.
man?
I was just looking at the room. What are you talking about?
All right.
You know, it's just I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of dudes here like I don't know about
Also
you.
a lot of weird guys
A
too.
lot of weird people,
a lot of
man.
weird
It's just like, what are you staring at? Like, what?
I'm a starer though, so I'm in that category. I'll just be
Yeah.
like,
Are you?
once you ask me, I'll tell you. See, I think you look good, or you look unique, or you know what I mean, something on your face.
But I'm talking about dudes. Like, if dudes just like staring at you, it's like,
Yeah, I can't
what's
stand that,
good,
man.
man? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
do you need something? Like, a lot of people in Vancouver, I notice they do that, especially when we like Friday, Saturday nights downtown. It's just the worst.
I think it's because like a lot of guys, it's like they're just trying to like flex. It's just a constant flex where it's like
Constant.
It's constant. Like if I see him, he's nicely dressed. Who the fuck's that guy? Or like if he's with hot girls, like what's he doing?
Yeah.
Like it's just like always like in other people's business. Like mind your fucking business, man. Stop staring.
And you feel like you're like that sometimes. Like I feel like I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because it's just like one thing. Like I want like the lifestyle, like the nightlife, like what like Lila was talking about. I think like it's pretty much impossible to change it, man. Like the venues are pretty good, in my opinion. Music is decent. It's just the people, man. It's just the people. Like people like here when we go like I'm guilty of this. Like when I go out sometimes I'm just like, yo, like I'm about to like if I'm bottle service, I'm gonna take a video, post it on Instagram. But in my back of my mind, I'm like, why? Why did I just do that? Like I want people to know I'm at 12 West with bottles. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just because everyone else is doing it. It's just like fuck.
You
Like
get caught in it.
it depends though, like because like yesterday we did it with my cousin, but it's like we did it for the memories, just to remember that moment. It's not like I'm doing it to post on like social media because I don't give a fuck about that type of stuff. If you're doing it just like to remember the moment, but like you said, like there's a night we went out and this guy was by himself, bro. He had like 5 or 6 bottles and he was trying to bring girls with him. Like, bro, like why did you go spend all that money and to flex and no one even saw it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And you didn't even go home with anyone. It's like it's weird.
Like you literally, yeah.
That water?
You see a lot of weird shit.
Well, what do you
But-
think it is?
I don't know.
Some fucking yak.
Yeah, this club. Yeah, I don't know. I just like since fucking hanging out with Stanley. That's when I just started getting back into the club scene. I'm not even really in it. We just go out every once in a while, whenever we have like events or whatever. But it is definitely different than when I used to go all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places aren't even popping anymore. Like LED. Like I used to always go to LED. That's where I used to always go. Or Mirage, but Mirage is a long time gone.
Right.
Niggas are old, bro.
Stop. Okay, I don't even mind.
How old
Niggas
are you?
are old.
27. Just turned
Oh, you
27.
guys fucking twinning them.
Who?
How old are you guys?
Oh, he's
I'm
30.
27.
I just turned 30. No, I just turned 30. I'm 92.
Shit, okay.
Yeah,
What are you?
It's crazy, right?
It's not
You're like
that crazy.
28,
I'm
aren't you?
20. I'm 25.
You're 25?
Yeah, see?
Fuck.
I'm the
That's why
youngest.
he's judging out here.
I'm the youngest in the room. Bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, you're getting. I feel like you're getting to the point where you're gonna start like not fucking going out
No,
anymore.
you already started.
that's
You
different
started?
though, because I used to work in that environment, so it's more like work for me if I was to be in that environment.
Right.
I mean, but like if I'm going out, it got to be like a celebration. It can't be just like I'm here just to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a Saturday night. We gotta go out type shit. Like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck
Yeah.
that.
Just to spend, bro. I know too much of the finances of how much a bottle you have to purchase, especially, and how much you would have to purchase off the shelf.
Yeah.
Bro, that markup is insane. That's the greatest fucking pimp game going on, yo. You can literally buy a bottle for $50, $60 in the club. You're gonna pay what, $400, $300 for it. You know how crazy that is? Like,
It's so
You
can
can't even
drink
pour it on your own. They pour it for you
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You like the shorty.
But
Like,
that's a new like legal thing though. No one wants that, but it's like a legal thing because they think people will pour too much for themselves, which is dumb. Because I'm like, if it's in like a fucking shot glass, I could literally pour 2 shots and no one would even know. So it's the same fucking. It's so stupid.
right. Yeah, I don't know. The bottle girl told me like some dude like fucking like fucked his eye up by popping the thing. So it was like a liability thing. It's like, no, it's dangerous. I'm like, okay, fuck. All right, pour it then. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna do that, but like,
I can see that too.
I can see that too.
Where did you used to go?
man, fuck. I mean,
You don't,
like,
you don't club anymore?
not really. Like, it's just sort of like a birthday, like a celebration type, like a event. You know what I mean? It's never like, it's just it's Friday night. Let's fucking go out. Maybe, but like not really. I'm not in that mode anymore, right?
Or where did you go?
Man, like 20 when I was like 21 Fortune every weekend. That's
Fortune was
was
popping.
surprised.
Yeah.
that shit was
Back in the
fucking.
day, Fortune.
I was active.
Yeah.
And then like fuck, man. I don't know if you guys remember Alexander's.
Oh yeah, bro.
That place was fucking good, man. Something about it was just good vibes. Like I did well there sometimes.
I did very well there.
Very well, right?
The guy-
Something about that
Was that
place.
last night you were talking about it?
Yeah, he's one of the guys. He I think he works or owns Parlor now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's
One
what
of I think the managers at Alexander works at Parlor now.
I think he might be a partner. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
All the time.
Alexander was a vibe. Like I think it was like the music and people who were there genuinely wanted to go out and have a good time.
That's what I mean.
So you never see like people standing around and all that shit. And there was some baddies, bro. It was
There's a mix of everyone too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got the like.
Where the baddest ones at now?
What'd you say?
Where the baddest ones at now?
I thought you were saying we are the baddest ones out.
No. Where?
That's true though.
Where?
That's still fucking true though. I don't know.
Where are
real.
they at now? Would you say? Consistently.
I don't know, man. I mean, just based on looks or like personality or just like,
Well, I work at the club, so personality is not really top priority.
saying, bro.
But,
no, I mean like vibe, as in like like they're good looking, but they could be good looking. And they just like standoffish, or
yeah,
like
I
they're
feel
good
like
looking.
Isabel's like that.
Yeah, Isabel's 12 West. It's very like good looking girls, but very like pretentious.
Always 12 West.
Yeah.
Always 12 West.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. That's the thing though, man. Like if someone visits here and they're like, "Yo, what's the place to go?" I
hard to
wouldn't
recommend.
know what to say.
Yeah, it's hard to recommend.
I'd be like-
I'd say hello, goodbye now.
Yeah, I would
I'd be
say
like,
that.
you should check it out. I'm not gonna fucking dick ride it hard because I've been there once.
Stop by for like
yeah, I mean, you just check it out.
Yeah.
Last time I went, I enjoyed myself.
poke your head in there, see what's
yeah.
good.
But off the top of my head, that's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to Levels like when it was like on a good night.
I would never go to.
That's an EDM
Yeah,
close.
see,
or
there you
something.
go. Just because of that.
Yeah, it's because it's an EDM club. I would never go to Levels.
For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here?
And that's the thing, man. It's like I don't do drugs like
Unless
that.
you do drugs, yeah,
it's
that
like-
ass, yo. I'm not really. I did Molly once, yo, in the club, and I'm like, why am I doing crack? Yo? It was not. That was not Molly, probably. My night. That was the worst. That was the first time in my life I thought I was gonna die, and I've been through some shit, bro. Like, I Jimmy thought I was gonna die. I'm not ever doing crack again, bro.
I mean, I just want to like, why do you think it's so tough for dudes to date in van, man? Like, why is it like pulling teeth for us, like, for me, like, I don't know about you guys though.
You should answer the question. It makes more sense if you answer the question.
like, where's it that like makes it so much like more complicated than it should be? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a two-way street. Like from the guy's perspective, like there's a lot of women who are just the rationale behind a lot of their actions and just the way they think. Especially like now with this whole feminist movement and a lot of wild shit where I'm just like, when you rethink about it, this doesn't make sense. Like they want a guy who's like gonna do all these things for them, but they also want to be independent. Like those two things just can't go together, right? And then from a woman's perspective, there's a lot of creepy guys. I've seen it. Like the number of times at the club, even like when we were out the one time, where we've had to step in because you can see this guy's being super weird. I don't know, man. It's a tough question to answer because everyone's different. But like for me, it's like it's wild, man. Like this is the things I've seen.
I think first it depends on what you're trying. Like, what's your goal? Is it to hook up or is it to actually find someone that you want to like?
No, at this point in my life, like, I don't really.
So, if it's to find somebody, then you have to kind of take fucking off the table, off the jump. Like that can't be the goal. Is like because like
everybody's fucking.
Everybody's fucking. So it's like if you really want to, if you find someone that you feel like is worth dating or is attractive enough that you want to get to know, just take that off the table from the jump. If you have your fucking roster in the back, keep doing that. But as you're getting to know this girl, stick with that and just like, you know, get to know her, take her out. You don't have to take her out to like restaurants, like go do activities. Yeah. I think the best way to know somebody is to actually do an activity. Like you can go, like I was telling you, we had our staff thing last night. You get to know people. You're playing fucking golf. You can go to rec room. You can go to all these fucking different places and like get to know people as opposed to just like sitting, eating dinner, having drinks, going home type shit.
Right.
So like first find somebody, then take them out and get to know them, taking sex and like hooking up off the table in the beginning until you actually be like, okay, I vibe with this person. They're into the similar stuff that I like. They like hip hop too. Oh, they went to this concert, blah, 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 blah. And then you go from there. But if you're just looking to hook up, then it's going to be tough because a lot of girls, first of all, like society in general is making it difficult for men to even approach women. So like now it's like, you don't know what you can and can't say, what's going to be like forms of sexual harassment or whatever the case may be. Like to even like grab a girl, be like, hey, don't touch me. When like before that was totally fine. So like if it's not fine, okay. But like now it's going to be a bit tougher for guys to know how to move because then some may look at you and be like, oh, this guy's too passive or he's a bitch or whatever the case may be. And some guys are too aggressive and like guys don't know how to approach the situation in general, right? That's one. So one thing is guys don't know. And then the other side is on the girl side where it's like girls are very, especially here, they seem to be super picky. Or they're looking for a relationship off the jump and the guy isn't. So it's like either they're picky with who they're even going to have a conversation with, whether it leads to dating or whether it leads to hooking up, regardless, super picky. And then if they're only looking for dating, then a lot of guys are going to get shut down because the majority of guys are trying to hook up.
I'm more on the super picky. Like I really understand that part.
Yeah, I get it too.
Because it's, you know, like I just feel like it's one of those things where next best thing for them. And that's it's a bad mentality. It's a little toxic, but I always think that, like, you know, like if I'm talking to, you know, a female, like I'm always in the back of my head thinking it's another dude on like hitting, like that will hit her up at one point, and if he's doing better than me, it's over.
But what do you think is better? You just think it's more money, balling out? Like what's
balling
better?
out, money, like status, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't know if
just
girls
don't
are
trust
that
it.
shallow. I'm not sure.
I was about to say, I think actually that's what a lot of people say when they're looking for a relationship. One of the biggest things they look for that I've heard just from listening, like just overhearing girls talk and shit, biggest thing that comes off is you gotta have your own money and you got to be able to like take care of them with that money type shit. So it's like, me personally though, you could meet somebody who's so rich and shit, but he's like the biggest piece of shit. You can meet 5 people like that. The odds are usually it's like that. You know what I mean? Or you meet somebody who's working towards something.
Fact.
But not a lot of people really got patience for that, especially if you're a bad bitch and you've been giving what you wanted your whole life and shit. You don't want to wait.
You're trying to ride that train.
You know what I mean? I think there's a, like, I understand next best thing type of thing, because at the end of the day, you do have the right to have your standards and shit of things that you will accept or won't accept. But at the end of the day, though, if 10 years down the line you find yourself single and being like, God damn, where'd I go wrong? You got to be able to swallow that pill. I think there's a lot of like, guys and girls, but especially women, me personally, I'm very curious to see how certain things are going to work out, because there's a very much like, I'm on a pedestal type of energy that I get sometimes. And I'm like, interesting, good for you.
It's always like that. It's
clearly
literally
working for you so
always
far.
like that.
I'm
though.
just not with that. So like,
Yeah, but we don't even know if it's worked for them so far.
if
Like,
you're still doing something until you're 30, even if it's not like something that's obviously you're not winning in life,
yeah,
to our standards type shit, you're confidently doing it 30 years old.
yeah.
Like, you just met me and you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, goddamn, I think you think it's clearly been working. So keep
That's
that
what scares me, man. Like they never take a minute to stop. Like
step back.
maybe it's me that's the problem.
Nigga.
I think everyone
Like,
everyone believes that they deserve more than they're actually worth to get. We can't all be like, oh, I want a 10 who makes X amount of money. Like,
not everybody's willing to work for it either.
yeah. So it's like, what, you think it's just gonna come?
Like, you can't be like a 4 expecting to have an 11.
Exactly.
And I'm saying that to like a lot of girls that, yeah, might be even really, really pretty. And there's some girls that I'm talking to that ain't even look like that. To my standards and shit. But to them, their standards are here. You got to be Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Where I'm not talking to you. It's like, bro,
Violent,
okay, if
yo.
we're going to talk like that, if we're going to talk like that, I should be able to say, you got to have a fat ass, yo, in order for me to really get that. Just realistically, come on, yo. You know what I mean? Which you'll get crucified if you say some shit like
Yeah,
that.
Right.
I was gonna say it because I was watching a video I think a couple of weeks ago where it's like if men were to have the same standards that women had, and it was like the thing like you said, we can't even say that.
You can't.
You
We got
can't.
crucified for it for a long time just to now be like, yo, you got money? Literally, you talk to a girl and first thing, I've literally heard conversations like that. So you got money? What you got going on? I know a guy that I think know personally who came to the club, and the girl ended up hitting me up later and telling me about it. That's the thing about me though. I love being friends with a lot of these chicks because I don't try to fuck them. Because you're not about to get whatever these fancy shit you think you're going to get from these niggas, you're not going to get that from me. I mean, if you want to laugh, this is going to be a good time. Other than that, you're not getting shit from
I'll
me,
give
bro.
you a laugh. That's
You know
about
what I'm saying?
it. Like,
Personality, I got you.
Real shit, which for me, in my opinion, works out in the long run. But like, yo, she ends up calling me about a nigga that like, if you see online, he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. To everybody, he's that guy. He's as tall as this guy. He's literally a prototype of this nigga. You know what I'm saying? We seen him in Vancouver. So it's like, but then she roasted him because he pulled up to the club. Like, it's like dressing up nice, and wearing like, what they call that? The asterisks. What do they call those running shoes?
the
Asics.
Asics.
Yeah.
Yo, she literally was like, I looked at his whole face. I saw the Asics right away. I turned around, act like I didn't see it. And again, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
And they had a meeting. They were supposed to meet there, and she was there with her own girls, and they're bad. Like, they're bad. Bad. I don't know if I got to reiterate that for you niggas. But like, yo, he walks up, that happened. It's like, yo, this is somebody who also is like, he's a grown man, clearly takes care of his body, takes care of himself. He has his own business, blah, blah, blah. But that right there, though, I ain't gonna lie to you, that changes it. That dried her pussy up right there.
How are we supposed to win with that? Like, what do we?
You gotta go
When
where you're
it's like that,
celebrating. You
like-
gotta go where you're celebrating, man. Like, it's simple as that. I don't think you could change anybody's
yeah.
mind.
That's my point. My point is at least 98% of women in Vancouver are like that though. Like
They
I
do.
can't. It's very hard to convince me that there is girls that are like,
Do we-
I'm gonna get fucking canceled.
I think
Some shorties are gonna get at me for that. I know.
There might be a short percentage.
so. With what you said in terms of like, I just don't think that guys would ever care about what girls care about because we're too different, right?
No,
It's
it's,
like we don't care about how much money a girl makes.
but it's not even that. It's like for me, it does.
So what do we
no,
care
no.
about?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it could be like the way she looks. For example, if you're a very like fit person, right?
Yeah.
You want someone. I've gotten into shit for this because I was having a conversation with some friends, female friends. I was like, hey, I couldn't be with someone who's bigger than me, and I'm already a big person. And I'm like, I want someone who kind of wants to match like me,
Like, as big as you.
not as big as me, like just like less, right? And that was the whole thing. And I was like, oh, like now it's like you like.
Can I say something?
Anti-body positivity or whatever.
But that's your standard, though. It's like, why is that big? Why is
That's
that
the
an issue?
thing.
You know what? You do have the right to that.
You do.
Yeah.
You know,
Can I
like,
just slide something in there?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, brother. Okay, so there's certain things in life that are a little more superficial than others. Okay, I think that sounds different. Obviously, we can agree than being like, hey, I want a woman that can cook as well as me. We understand that, right? We're on the same page about that. When it comes to weight, for me personally, considering I've been a nigga that looked like he was in the gym compared to now, where me and you were twinning them. I personally think it's kind of wild to say that, yo, I don't want a chick that's like as big as me. She gotta be smaller than me.
I think I need a preface. This was when I was in shape, bro. I was in good shape.
How long ago was
This
it?
was like 4 or 5 years ago when I was saying this. Yeah. That's the thing. I was in good
think I
shape.
knew about this time.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it wasn't like I wasn't expecting something that I wasn't requiring of myself. I was in good shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
No, not right now. I
You're
mean,
like, yo,
like,
she can't be this big. I'm like,
Hey, whatever.
but even with that, like, why can't I say that? Like, that's
You can.
Yeah.
You should
You
be able
can.
to.
I should be able to say that if
the
you want.
repercussions are gonna come.
Yeah, but it's like
There's no repercussions when it's women though. Like when you say I want someone who's making this much money.
I think
that's the most superficial thing that a woman could say, though, is the money
most
part.
definitely. And also like, he has to have abs. He has to be 6 foot. This it's like, okay, great, good for you, bro. Like,
even
Abs,
know
good
about-
dick, like
no,
Good dick for sure.
That's
You
the
gotta
thing, bro. You're not on Tinder or any of these things,
Oh, there
but
you go, yeah.
when you were, bro, you look at the bios. I'm telling you, you can really see what their preferences are.
Yeah.
Which is
For
good for
6
you.
feet.
You know what I mean? But like, when I say repercussions, I'm not saying anything bad can come out of it, other than, I mean, like, bless you.
Thank you.
Like if somebody says something to you, in my opinion, even if a girl does say those things, which I do understand that usually they're allowed to say those things and get by, rather than us when we say these things and get by. But when you're around me though, like those type of chicks get the same treatment. Like I'm not about to, you know what I mean? Like let's be reasonable for a second. Like at the end of the day, if I'm around you long enough, you become more human. I smell what your breath smell like when it stink. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you start seeing certain things, I'm like, how
Start coming
high?
off the pedestal.
Bro, how high do you think your pedestal is? Who do you think you are?
Pipe down, man. You know, just
Even the queen died. I mean, she wasn't shit, but like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that a lot of people put on a pedestal is dead too. Like, we're all gonna die. So at some point, you're gonna stand, yo. Like, if you got an asshole, we're all the same.
yeah, man.
You allergic to cats?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't know why I'm confused. But anyway, yeah, girls want ideally girls want a good-looking guy who's like careers well, like
Figure it out.
Career oriented, figured it out.
figure it out. They're
doing
making
shit.
money. Like, I don't know if majority of girls actually have a number. It just needs they don't need to be buying them all this shit. But like, if we were to do something, to have the ability where it's like, babe, we should be able to we should go on a vacation. Like, we should just go to Mexico for 3 days. Like, you'd have the financial means if you wanted to go to make it happen.
Right.
It's a little different when it's like, hey, we should go on a trip, and you're like, I would love to, but I'm broke as shit. I think that's where the issue with women comes in. It's not like you got to buy this car,
That's
that car, all
different
that
though.
stuff.
Like being like, yo, can we just, get on a flight for 3 days? That's a 30-year-old. That's a 30-year-old budget.
yeah, I was gonna say. No,
well, not for everybody.
What do
I
you
know
mean?
30-year-olds who don't have that kind
I
of
know,
money.
but what I'm saying is like,
that's
if
true, too.
if you're obviously, I know 20-year-olds that got more bread than all of us in this room too. But I'm saying like just in general, if we're gonna generalize it, like if you're coming to a 20-year-old and you're like, yo, we gotta be. I don't expect you to like have money all the time, but if I'm like, yo, we gotta take a 3-day trip somewhere, like
No,
you should be down.
No.
It's tough.
I'm talking about us because 27, 25, 20, like
Who's
these are.
us?
What do you mean?
Who's us?
Like people who are like 25 and older.
You're
That's
not
what
getting no 3-day trips out of me. I was just trying to make that very clear out here.
No, but I'm saying let's like right now, not even right now. Let's say like a month ago, your girl was like, hey, we should go to Hawaii for 3 days in December, and she was willing to pitch
Like
in.
my
or whatever.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Girlfriend.
But like most people wouldn't be able to. It's not gonna be a random.
I think
fucking
also
girl
most
that
people
you're-
don't date people they like that.
that to go on a trip with.
Like just in general.
Yeah.
I think if you like somebody,
Yeah.
like legitimately like them,
Yeah.
if somebody's like, I want to take this trip and it's actually obviously not a bad trip, you'll be like, I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
For sure. You
Rather
hope
than
so.
like, even if it's not like,
A trip is like a serious thing though, so it's probably like one of those things they've been together for a while, right?
Even like a weekend trip. You think it's a serious thing?
I mean, no,
it depends where, how far.
depends where, like
San
How quickly you
Francisco
can get away
or
from
like
that area.
yeah,
I can't take a
Las
flight with you
Vegas,
if I don't know you well enough.
like
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Vegas. Like
We're
those are like
sleeping in the same hotel room.
those are 2-hour flights.
yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, those are like 2.5-hour flights. So that's like short flight. It's not even like going to Toronto. Toronto's 4.5 hours.
Why don't we just
even going
fucking
there.
go to the island, bro? Why don't we start
nobody-
small? Why don't we?
I mean, like fucking, like even Whistler though. That's like,
Honestly,
Yeah.
yo, because
You know what I
No,
mean?
Whistler would be good, or Cologne or something like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Big
yeah.
White. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of women, I'm not sure what 20-year-olds want. I'm not sure if they're looking for that, but I'm saying like 25, 30, in that range. It's more so like, does he have the ability to do stuff if we wanted to do stuff?
but don't you think they should also understand the fact that if we don't want to do, like, we can't do that? You know what I mean? Like,
I think all these things are situational because you'll meet some people that are like with the shits and they're willing to like bring that conversation up and like wait. Like if you tell them I ain't got it right now, they're willing to wait it out type of thing. But then some people aren't. That's why I said right away, like, I think a relationship is let's make it happen. But there are a lot of people that are dating that actually don't like each other.
For sure.
In my opinion, because, well, if you're not willing to work through those little shits, bro,
You
even
know?
the conversation of being like,
Yeah.
if you don't already know your partner before dating them, of like, would they ask me for a trip to Bali for 3 days and put me in that spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hit me with that shit a month in or
I don't
3
think no
months
one
in,
would do that. That's a little extra. I don't think anybody would do that. That's a little extra.
that's the thing.
there,
Yeah, I don't
there is.
Oh, bro.
There is.
It's-
What are we
so
saying?
really.
Bro, people
Really?
are paying for
That's
Tinder
what I'm
out here,
saying.
and you really
Like-
think you
Yo,
really
get off
think
my man, yo.
and you really think guys wouldn't do it? There's guys that provide this.
No,
bro.
for sure. But those are the guys that are balling, right? But I'm saying like an average everyday, like making 50, 60, 70 a year type
Bro, I know
thing.
guys
Some
that go
people
broke
do.
for the pussy, man.
Yeah,
That
it's
some people go broke for the pussy.
110%.
I
They go broke for the pussy,
Dude, I've
bro.
never,
That's
honestly,
the
no
truth,
bullshit.
man.
I've never bought anything for like girlfriends or anything like that ever.
That's
in my
fucked
life.
up.
I
bro.
did.
I don't know.
See,
Ever in my
I
life.
say this because I went to the point of no return.
don't-
I don't remember the
care
last
about
time.
your-
Yeah.
I buy Katrina now, but I'm saying
Okay.
like no, but what I'm saying is like, you know how you'll date a girl, or even like you're seeing a girl and you're like buying her this or paying for that, or I never did that growing up.
I'm not gonna lie.
Makes sense.
I made that mistake when I was younger. Worst
What
mistake.
are we
ever.
here
worst
for?
mistake.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Are you here for this?
I'm like, yeah, what's up? You want to be able to tell people you're with this or no?
Yeah.
If it's yes, then you got to run with what it run with. But talking about what you're talking about, like going along with the ride, I think that a lot of women are willing to, but once I think they pull the plug quick.
Quick
They're
as a
to pull the
motherfucker.
plug. Which is fair if you're not seeing the man doing the things that she may deem is necessary to go where you're trying to go.
If you
So if, like,
communicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you communicate it. So if it's like, oh yeah, like cool, like oh you want to do this, you want to do that, X, Y, Z, great. But then you're seeing him fucking playing Call of Duty with his homies and smoking weed,
Yeah,
and
no,
not
I
really
hear you.
doing much, or maybe doing something like, oh, I'm gonna get into shape, babe. I'm gonna lose, and then he's going to the gym once a week, and then he comes home, he's like, I don't feel like it. And he's cracking a beer open. Over time, women are gonna be okay. You're full of shit. I'm gone, type stuff. But like if you see the person putting in the work, I'm confident in saying that most women will be willing to go along for the ride if the vibe is like, if it's there and there's a good connection and stuff like that. If they see you doing the things, they'll be willing to go along for the ride.
You know,
You're on a
that-
path for sure. Yeah.
That brings up actually a great topic that I think personally goes for both sides. Is I think most people are moving off a place of hurt. So the reason why they even pull the plug so quick is whatever they've experienced and seen before,
Yeah.
and they don't want to be embarrassed and, and
yes.
think back to it, and
Yeah.
also other people think back to it and be like, you were here. Same for guys too. They've been embarrassed so many times now. You got to try to flex 24/7. That's all an insecurity at the end of the day. You just want to look good all the
Yeah,
fucking
just
time.
fucking.
So for me, it's like when you're going to relationships, I think you gotta, or even conversations, yo, with anybody. In my opinion, even with a guy, I'm the type of dude I believe in pushing the fucking envelope, especially when the conversation is starting to get uncomfortable. If we can't do that, bro, we're not friends. We're not anything in general. Because, bro, if like we legitimately strip down all our insecurities, like all the shit that like, oh, I'm not willing to budge on this because I already know I'm right, or you know what I mean? Like there's a certain level where if you both like reach a certain level of humility, you can actually find a fucking common ground.
100%.
But that's not often that a guy will walk up to a girl in that vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And often that he'll be met with that. And same for a girl talking to a guy. And like any scenario you could put it, it's very rare that you'll meet two people that meet, same for friends in general, that meet at the same level of like vulnerability. Because bro, if I'm being vulnerable as fuck, after an hour, even just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some people put up with it for months, and you're not being vulnerable back, bro, I'm gonna be a demon back, bro.
Sure.
I'm back to being like the nigga that I know I can be type shit.
Yeah.
And now, if you tell that story though, I'm the biggest piece of shit. But nobody really takes into account of like bro, you never gave me anything to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like most people are just moving from a place of hurt and like scared and shit,
Yeah.
of being hurt.
I think a lot of people, it's tough to be that vulnerable off the jump. Like I think it'll be like it's a lot easier.
Well,
but
of course it's hard.
Yeah, but like that's why.
It depends what you want out of
Exactly,
life, right?
exactly. But like most people are like that. You tell them, someone tells you they want to go to the gym and get in better shape, they're still eating like shit. So it's like
And they don't even want to hear you check them and be like, yo,
you told me that you wanted to
right away it's hands.
Yeah, it's like, yo, chill out.
I mean,
like,
this nigga's
you
always
said it.
bitching about something.
Like, yo, you see, yo. His fucking guy. His fucking guy. I knew he was gonna bring that shit up, eh?
Bro, I'm better at those type of situations. Like, I'm slick with that shit. I'm nice. I'm gonna lie, I'm nice. I'm nice at those things, bro.
Yeah, I just think that I think it's hard to be that vulnerable in the beginning, which is fair. Like, I don't know what you're gonna do with my if I open myself up to
I
you.
hear that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like you may treat me like shit. You may treat me like I don't know, but like you have to take that risk if that's what you really want.
100%.
100%.
And
You
it
gotta
sucks
take that
taking
risk.
that L, but bro, like the W's.
The W's gonna feel so
You know what I'm saying?
So much
and you're gonna
better.
be able to sit at the table listening to all your married friends hating their wives.
Yeah.
Or hating their
man.
husbands. And you're gonna be the only one there be like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I might leave early to go fuck my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, 100%.
No shit.
I'm telling you, man. So I know a lot of people with fucking unhappy relationships, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part isn't that they're having issues; it's that they're afraid to leave because of what other people think.
and loneliness too. and shit.
Yeah, of course. But like, I think the biggest thing is like, oh, my family or this and that. Like, especially if you're married. You've been married for 5 years, you've been married for 9 years, and like you figure out, oh, this ain't working.
Imagine
And they
you
had
got
a
a
like, we're
fucked up
trying.
mentality before they got into
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
And
They
we're
got into
trying.
it for wrong reasons type shit.
And we've been trying, and it's not working. So it's like, how long do you hold on for before you're ready to go? And most people hold on longer than they want to, either because of kids if they have them, or because of judgment from other people. Where it's like, oh, she got married and she only got married for a year, and then they got divorced. Well, it's like shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? She's at least she has the courage to leave instead of
Man,
waste fucking 20 years of her life. It happened down the line. Now she's old, quote unquote, unattractive, or like she's not the spring chicken that she fucking once was. That all the guys, are, you know what I'm saying? That's like it's like now the pool, and then it's like, what about kids? Especially if you didn't have kids at that time. Now you're holding on to a relationship where it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to have kids yet because we're having issues, but it's been like 8, 9, 11 years, end up breaking up. Now she's 37, finds a guy, but now she can't have kids because it's a little harder at that age, right? So like there's so many factors. That's why I'm always an advocate for, if you truly in your heart believe it's not working out and you've done your best to, you went to therapy, you guys talked it out. It's just not, it's
You
just,
just gotta rip,
Yeah.
rip
you gotta
the Band-Aid.
you rip the band. You just gotta go, man.
yeah.
Figure it out. You
not
only
gonna
get one
be
of these lives, man. You get like it's not worth it.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's gonna talk about you for 3-4 months, and then they'll fucking forget about it.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, he's been married, he's divorced, whatever. There's people, there's celebrities that've been fucking married 4, 5, 6 times.
Right.
And no one really gives a shit,
Right.
and you think people give a shit about your relationship?
That's another thing, man. Like I'm 27. You're 25, right?
Yep, still
Yeah,
young.
you're youngin', man.
Still producing natural serotonin.
Dan, you're 27.
I'm
No,
27. He's 30.
You're 27. You're 30.
Yeah.
That's one thing, man. Like as I'm getting older, like as like the years go on, I'm getting more and more insecure of how much I'm like accomplishing and doing.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Dude, it's gonna happen. Trust me. I
You know,
found
I'm comparing myself to other people. Like I see people getting married. I see people like getting these like high, like, you know, corporate fucking careers and shit. And I'm just kind of like, shit gives me real anxiety. And a part of it's also like, because women look at it, it's like, oh, like, what are you really doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? Right? Like, are you like doing anything? Right? Like I'm like, I have goals and shit, but I'm still not there.
You don't need to be.
Yeah.
I think it's
It gets to me though, man. Like I'm fucking like I'm overthinking.
You're
it
overthinking
bad.
it. But you have to understand, I don't know you, but I already know you're gonna be okay because you know that's an issue. Most people don't even know that's an issue. Most people are just thinking like I'm not there yet. They're not thinking, oh, you know the problem is that you're comparing yourself to other people. Most people just compare themselves to other people. So like they don't even see that that's an issue. They're just like in the mud. They don't understand that. Like they don't take a step back and be like, maybe I shouldn't.
What
be
I'm doing
comparing.
right now is not good. Like
Yeah.
what I'm doing, the actual comparing part, it's not.
No, that's not good. But the fact that
yeah.
you know that you're doing
Right.
it.
The fact that you know that you're doing,
The
yeah.
fact that you know that you're doing it is why I'm like, oh, you'll be fine because eventually you'll figure it out. You may not figure it out right now, but you don't need to.
I mean, do you guys ever get that? Like,
I get that all the time, man.
Well, you don't
I personally don't. I've
really
never had.
at all.
No, at all. I've never had.
But he's different.
But he knows.
Yeah, we have some conversations.
He knows.
He's different.
He knows.
But I get where you're coming from. Like I had that same feeling when I was 25, when I turned 25, because I had a list of things I wanted to have achieved by 25. Did some things, but hadn't done everything. And then even after 26, 27, but one thing it's all a matter of perspective. yes, there's certain things you haven't achieved, but if you look at the things that you have done up until that point, you've done stuff that maybe other people haven't even been able to do. And you can't compare your life to other people because we're different, man. We're all starting at different stages.
Oh man, it's just fucking tough. Like
Some people had different advantages that you didn't have. Like you just gotta keep moving. I don't know why I've never had it, and I don't take any pride in not having it, not like worrying about stuff like that.
you're really lucky though, man. It's
Yeah, I thought that's what people say, and like I'm like I totally understand that, and I've always tried to like even in like in retrospect, like in hindsight, I always try to like look back on like my childhood, on like why I was like that. But like when I look back on it, I've always been like that, and like when my mom describes me as a kid, like parts that I don't remember, I've always been like that. Like I've been able to just like sit in my room by myself and just like spend time with myself, like be alone. Most people can't even be alone. Most people don't know what they want or who they are as a person. Like I can go travel somewhere by myself and totally be fine.
Yeah, same.
I don't need to text Stanley. I don't need to text my girl. I don't need to text anybody. I can just literally be by myself and be completely happy. But I can also be around people and be completely happy. Most people need that outside some like stimulus in order to feel alive or to like be okay. But as soon as they're by themselves, that's when they struggle. But even as a kid, I've always been okay being by myself, and then I don't really care what anyone else is really doing, to be honest.
you don't really care.
I don't care.
It's just
Like what? Like he has a great job. He's making like I have a friend that's making $500,000. I'm like, okay, I'm not making $500,000, but like, what does that mean? I'm not doing the same thing as him. Like I'm not. Like
it doesn't get to you at all.
At all.
Damn.
At all. But like I don't see the reason why I would want to like let it get to me. Where do I need to be? Where's like this list where it's like you have to do this by this age, this by this age, that by that age.
Right.
As long as when I get to like wherever the finish line is, whatever age that is, God willing, it's like in my 80s, like I want it to be. As long as I look back and I'm like, I always said what I wanted to say, always did what I wanted to do, I'll be happy.
That's it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. As long as I never felt like I was being someone else because of what someone else, because of like how I'm always gonna try to be myself.
Yeah.
Always. And if I'm doing that, then that in itself is a success. The money, the job, that stuff will come. And you also have to like stop being so hard on yourself. Maybe you think you want to do these things, but you really don't. Because if you really wanted to do it, you'd be doing it.
Doing it right.
Like when I play football, all I did, if I wasn't playing football, was either work out or I was on YouTube watching fucking Percy Harvin high school highlights or fucking AJ Green highlights or fucking this person or Cordell Patterson at fucking Tennessee. Like I was watching football because that's what I love to do. But like a lot of people want to do these things, but like if it's not like you have to do it, that's not what they're doing in their spare time. Like whatever you do in your free time, try to do that
Try to do that. Yeah.
in terms of a career.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck. I don't know. It's like social media too, just like what we see on
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I
Like,
was gonna
just
say.
comparing, like
And when you look,
it's poison, dude.
it is. And when you look into it too, like you look at all these, I think especially right now, there's this whole motivation era where it's like, oh, when you look, this guy made it at 20, but when you look at where he's starting from, he's like middle class family. Like there's so many things. He could be like third generation. Like there's so many connections that he has that you don't have at that same age. You can't compare yourself to other people. It's not the same.
Not the same.
And people are using that also, this motivation bullshit. They're using that as leverage to try to make money.
It's all it's all
Because they know
cat.
there's
It's
so,
all
they
like
know there's so much insecurity out there.
So-
They're like, oh, let me try to motivate this person, and then they'll believe me, and then I'll be able to
yeah.
get something from it. Where it's like they're just leveraging your insecurity.
right.
It's like that's where everyone is. Everyone's in the comparison age where it's like you're looking on this, looking on that. I don't really look at
'Cause
anything.
they actually know people are insecure, so I'm gonna put this out to make them
Sure.
more insecure. Based, yeah.
But that's how everything is. That's why the whole beauty salon, like the whole beauty industry, makeup, this, gotta wear this, gotta wear that, gotta look like this, gotta have this watch, you gotta have these things or you're not it. And then people buy into that shit. Where it's like as opposed to like liking fashion for fashion or liking podcasts for actually like the creative side of it and being able to have open conversations. Just like, oh no, I need to do this because like that'll get me famous. That'll get me money,
Right.
It's like you're never gonna win doing that.
You guys ever think like that? Like, you ever like lose sight of like why you started the podcast? Never.
I
Right?
haven't. No, I don't think none of us really have.
Right.
We kind of just did it off the jump as
Yeah.
like, I don't want to say a joke, but like it kind of just happened. It was one of those natural. Like we didn't force it. We weren't like, okay, we should start a podcast and it should be this, that. It kind of just like
This is how we get Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
like
it
that. It
just
was just
kinda-
like, yo,
and
we
then we
like
just-
talking to each other. It's just a vibe. Like,
that's
let's
it.
just get it
and then
going.
it kind of like it's just molding as it goes, and there's arguments and there's fights and there's successes and there's that, and you just figure it out and you just keep rolling.
yeah.
And then eventually, when you look back on it, you're like, "Fuck, that's how something is actually made.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how something is actually created.
Right.
By one, it being natural and just arising, and then when there's bumps in the road, getting through those bumps and not overreacting to bumps in the road. Like we're just like, okay, let's figure it out. Boom, okay, we good. Move on. Another bump. Boom, move on. Oh, a success, great. Oh, podcast wants to have us on, great. This and that, great. And then go from there. Oh, we got some hate online, great. Oh, we're dealing with some drama, great. We just fucking move and then keep
Just
moving.
part of it. Like this is what we
I'm
sign up for. That's the essentially, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
a lot of people try to see the issue that I have is that people want that, but they don't want both sides. And you can't have that. You can't have that. Like you can't celebrate when someone is born and then cry when someone dies. Like you have to understand that that's going to come also. There's a yin and a yang to everything.
Nah, that's tough.
So it's like
that's fucking good.
So it's like when you that's how it is. Like all the good success, like people liking the podcast, great. You're gonna have some people who hate the podcast. And what I don't like is when people try to like censor that and like shut off that side, so you can only see all the people that are agreeing with you. Then any criticisms or what like that, they block it or they block them or they fucking do whatever. So it's just like that's not how it's naturally supposed to be. There's always going to be There's always going to be praise. There's always going to be criticism. There's always going to be light. There's going to be death. There's going to be light. There's going to be dark.
And if it's not good, you're not getting criticism. You know what I mean? Like,
If you're not doing anything,
yeah,
you know
what I
if
mean?
you're really doing something, there's going to be criticism.
Right.
It's not just going to be all love,
Yeah.
no matter what. No one gets all love, no matter who they are.
And it's also about being open, man. Like if we've even said this, even amongst ourselves, if there's things that we're fucking up, we're open to have that conversation. Like I feel like a lot of people don't have that platform where they open it up. Even I've said it with my friends, I'm like, watch the podcast. If there's things that you think we're doing wrong, let's have that conversation.
100%.
We're always open to that conversation.
Yeah.
We're not right. Like I always keep telling people this. Like I'm never looking to be right. I'm more so like trying to find what's right.
What's right?
If there is a right. And if there is it, I'm trying to find it. I'm not trying to be it. I get no pride in being like, oh, I have all the answers. I just want to find the answer and then move on.
Just keep getting better, basically. You know what I mean?
it.
Just like keep.
People are it's very strange how the internet works. Social media, once you like actually like, that's why most people don't get into it like that. Mostly it's just like nice little picture, nice little video. Oh, you look good, beautiful. Oh, nice. And then, but like when you really dive into it, it can get kind of nasty.
Man, that was a side I wasn't ready for. Like I thought everything was just gonna be great. Every comment's gonna be fucking, yo, this is the best podcast ever. Yo, but I'm just like, damn, whoa,
Yeah.
holy, like this is what I actually signed, and it is what it is. Like I've had talks with Alex. I'm like, dude, I'm struggling mentally right now, bro. Like I can't. Like this person just said this. Like you know.
I love that shit.
You love it, huh?
I love that shit.
It doesn't affect. That's just who you are.
I'm reading comments and I send these guys like a selfie of me reading the comments. It's just me with a big smile on my face. I love that shit, man.
You love it.
I love it so much.
You care
about
the comments, just like
any hate,
any type of
your
hate.
stand up.
It is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I prefer having those conversations in person. I'm big on. I have fun with it if it's in person. Online, I'm not really interested in it as much, just because you could like
Carries no weight. It's like you're online. Like
you could say whatever you want. You catch me on a good day, obviously. Like you know what I mean. We're all human and shit, but especially the negative shit. Me personally, the reason why I like the face-to-face thing, then if you're being disrespectful to me on some like you short bitch, I literally just have to scan you and then we could just keep it moving. But like I don't know what you look like. Like I don't know how old you are. I don't know any of those things. Like so, if you're coming at it from a respectful place, which doesn't happen often online, cool. There's a conversation that can be had, but most people aren't really trying to do that. They're trying to like convince you. Which unless I can see a funny way that this could go, I don't really entertain it. Not really interested in it.
Yeah.
Cup of tea.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
It's irrelevant, you know. It doesn't fucking get you anywhere.
Very relevant. I feel like, yeah, it's very relevant. I'm not really a fan.
I mean,
and I think there's no better feeling than like someone having an opinion and you showing that it doesn't mean shit. The fuck do I care what you say? Like, who are you? What are you doing? Let's talk about you. That's why they hide behind like no fucking profile pictures and like burner accounts and all this shit. You see like 2 followers following 3,000.
It's crazy because I already know a few people that I already know people that are hating on it.
Yeah,
I know who they are too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, you're about to fucking.
Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm single, bro. I'm single as a fucking Pringle. Fucking Pringle.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Man, I mean, a lot of things. I mean, that's the thing too, man. Like I don't like getting ahead of, like I'm just trying to take it day by day, stay in the present.
But like, what makes you happy? Like if you weren't stressed about it. Like in general, what would you do if there was no stress to be had with it? What would you do?
If I had no stress in my life and I was to pick one thing to do,
Yeah.
Or even if you want to pick 5 things you want to do.
What are you
Well,
working towards?
well, this podcast, man, I really want to grow this for sure. You know, I want to be, because I deal with anxiety and depression. I'm pretty open about it. I've talked about it on like previous episodes, and like I want to, you know, I'm my degree is psychology, and I want to start my master's in, you know, counseling. So, man, because it's real, man. Like that's another thing. Like we only have like 10 minutes left, but like mental health, man, like it's bad right now, especially for men.
Yeah,
It's fucking like it's an epidemic that no one's talking about. And you know, like this morning, man, like when I woke up, I was just a bundle of anxiety. I'm thinking, you know, this episode, I'm already nervous. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like you're right, you're about to record an episode, you're nervous. I have a game after, it's the finals, right? And it shouldn't really be a big deal. Like the league isn't like, it's round ball. It's not the NBA. Like I get it, but like, and then I'm overthinking. Like, hey, what am I doing tomorrow? Like, what's the move? And then the guy, like the episode was supposed to record tomorrow. The guy cancels, right? So I'm already thinking, fuck. Like I fucked that. Like this guy. Now I'm overthinking that. It's like, why did he cancel? Is it because he doesn't want to? He doesn't fuck with me. He doesn't fuck with the podcast. It's like it's not worth his time. So I'm, you know what I mean? It's just a whole bunch. That's just me though. Like
I
I'm
do that though.
Yeah.
I like that. I do, but I know I'm just making shit up. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Maybe they just fucking got called into work, or maybe they just don't want to do it, which is fine. Sometimes I don't want to do stuff, but like that's trouble. That's definitely trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think I know people, like I know family members, mental health and stuff like that. I think people just have a hard time understanding something they don't see. So the best thing to do is just like assume that everything is true. If someone's dealing with depression or mental health or anxiety or stuff like that, assume it's true, and then just be there for the person and ask them what they need.
Right.
But it's hard for, like, I would never tell someone what to do in terms of that because I've never experienced it.
Right.
But the one thing I would tell somebody is just communicate. If you can, if you feel comfortable, just try to talk to somebody, just talk it out. Because I feel like talking it out and just putting it out there will help you realize that like you're not the only one to deal with stuff like that. And then also it'll give you a chance to maybe find something that may work for you in the future, right?
Like, bro, I'm already fucking over. Like, as soon as you guys leave, I'm like, fuck, how did that go? Did they fuck with it? Like, should I have said something different here? Like, I'm always overthinking it. I don't know if, do you guys do that? Like, when you guys record an episode, you're like, damn, I should have said something differently here. I should have waited for this. You know?
In the beginning, a little bit, it was like, okay, maybe don't cut somebody off or like whatever the case may be, because that's the timing.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what? Sorry, say that a little louder. Say it with your chest.
I said maybe. No, the people could hear it.
Oh, okay, I couldn't hear it.
You usually don't hear it.
Yeah. No, I definitely do. No, I don't think that's true. But you can, like it's just learning and then like getting criticisms and then taking it in, not taking it personally and being like, cool, let me work on it.
Not taking it personally.
Yeah, definitely not
I
taking
feel
it
like you don't
personally.
give a fuck what people say.
I
like that though. Like, I envy that.
I go about it differently. I gotta specify. I go about it differently than him.
Definitely.
But like, there's definitely a range of like, there's certain things you can care about, and certain things you can't. And I feel like also the older I'm getting, the less I'm giving a fuck about certain things. Like what you were talking about, like the nervousness things. I think with repetition, eventually you start getting to the point where it's like, okay, I'm obviously doing something right. So then, like, certain thoughts go away.
The biggest thing, just
certain times, like there's certain points in my life I would have brought up an issue that I would have had. Even whatever the person would have said back, I would have swallowed it rather than like understand that I'm coming from a place of like, okay, I understand myself too type shit. So I feel like the more I trust myself in that means I trust myself in being in a moment of conflict and shit, the less I really stress about shit because I feel like I'm ready. You know?
Right.
I'm not even going out to entice violence. I'm just fucking trying to have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah, man.
You just know who you are, right?
I'm learning about who I am better. I don't know if I fully know myself and shit. Do you feel like you know yourself?
I mean, I'm getting there. I mean, I think it's an everyday thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think
Everyday thing, right? Like,
you can. I feel like you're an onion. Like for me, what I've noticed from my perspective, like I'm an onion. Like there's new things I've learned about myself, like going through like different perspectives, just different things in my life that will happen. Like even like
The first thing I thought about, shit.
Because even the whole content creation thing, I was never supposed to do it. Like I came to school just to study computer science, and like the way it just happened, it was all like just like coincidences and mistakes. And even like there's certain things I've done in my life where it's like just happened.
Right.
And it's just like, oh shit, I can do this. I got signed to a modeling agency. I don't look like a fucking model, but I started doing it.
Real model?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. Like
You never seen his shit?
If we're gonna be
He's
Oh
honest,
man, I've just seen the photos.
No, he's always
if we're
all
gonna be
over
honest, it's
Metrotown.
because he's willing to put his dick out there.
Yeah.
All the pictures, his dick is.
literally.
dude, but that's not the only one though.
Sax
You know what I'm
underwear
saying?
and shit.
And we
way.
all know you get
Damn.
paid more if you're willing to put your ass out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hanging.
So let's just be clear. This man is
That's big
basically a
chocolate,
porn
dog.
star.
That's
But
big
think
chocolate.
even with that, bro, I can see how you feel. I was super nervous doing that. Like the first time, I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?
Dick out,
People are
nervous.
gonna say some shit." Like, but like, I just did it.
Pieces out, just
It is. His dick
Yeah,
is out.
bro.
You could zoom in. It's right
Yeah,
there.
zoom in, yeah,
you
yeah.
can see the tip. You can see you're circumcised. You can see everything. It's nice. It's nice. I hit him up right away. I'm like,
Last
yeah.
Christmas, all we saw
Dude.
was his shit. His shit was everywhere. His shit was everywhere.
It actually got to the point where it was annoying because the thing is, I'd done the shoot in like fucking September. November drops, everyone is like fucking sending me messages, and I'm like, dude, I get it, but I'm like, that's thing. Had I been the person to like take it to my head, I'm like, I don't care about that stuff. It's just
right.
something that came to me, and it was a new opportuni, and like it's helped
all
me in
over
so many
Metro.
ways.
All over Metro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Metrotown.
dude,
Really?
they're like,
Is it there?
yeah.
No, not right now, but it
Oh.
was. Yeah, like his.
I have the posters at home.
Yeah, he would do posters and all this stuff.
Bro, send me. I want to see that.
Yeah, hilarious.
On some weird shit.
I
Like,
probably got some screenshots I can send you. I got you.
yo, what?
But that's the thing. I think you just have to always just be open to new stuff and just like always be learning. Imagine if I'd said no to like the opportunity to be a model.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, again, because of my anxiety and insecurities, I'm like, oh, I don't look like a, but like, and I feel like a lot of people say no to a lot of cool things. That could be the thing to unlocking to the thing that could have blown you up.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Just get more comfortable too, man. Putting yourself out there, like
Yeah, dude.
we're on fucking camera right now. You know what I mean? Like fucking, a lot of people don't do. Like a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough.
You know what I
It's
mean?
tough.
Like very small percentage.
Public speaking is pretty scary, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you
That's what
do
I'm
that,
saying.
man.
I
That shit.
tell this guy this shit all the time. Like I could not that I could never be a comedian, but like I get it. I
Yeah.
put so much respect on that art form.
Dude, just going up there and like saying
I just have to forget. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why
So
a
much
lot of times I start off slow. Some people might think might take 30 seconds, might take a minute, and then once I get into it, is usually when I zone out and I just like try to just go back to muscle memory and shit. Because if I'm really just thinking I'm performing in front of people, I'm stressed the fuck out. Because
But even that takes practice, though. Sorry to cut you off. That takes practice, though.
what that
You
thought
say it so
process?
lightly, just like just taking that step back and like I'm just.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I used to be literally all the way till my nigga. I don't think I can even explain this better, bro. I bring a towel with me every single show that I go to. Some people think it's swag. I'm like, nigga, I'm fucking sweaty.
Sweating like a motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sweating like a
like when I
motherfucker.
just started
like, I
getting back
need
into
this
comedy,
with me. Like it's not like a
real shit, yo. And if you really care about something, it really adds on to your anxieties and shit. So when I was like, I'm finally gonna take this shit serious, and I came back, bro. My very first show at Susie's, I don't know if that's what a panic attack feels like, but I legitimately ended up putting myself like away from the comedians because I couldn't stop like shaking.
Yeah.
Bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like no matter how many deep breaths I was doing, whatever, it's like the sweat drops. It's like my pores were getting bigger and bigger, bro. It was fucked, yo. The sweat drops were like just dropping harder and harder. I'm wiping. My fucking thing's getting wet. Like it's fucked. I'm like up next after the next person. So it's like that next 7 minutes is like the slowest 7 minutes of your life and like all these type of stresses. But like knowing how far I've come, bro, makes me so much more relaxed now of like what a nigga can handle. Cause it's like, bro, people think I was funny even at that time, which is hilarious to me. Cause I went up there, thought I was ass, walked off. But I watched back to it, I'm like, I still got some people laughing. Like at no point did you get booed. At no point did you like just not speak. You still like did shit during that time. So
It's
it
always,
makes it,
it's always better than what you actually think it is. Like
Most
you think you
definitely.
fucking like bombed it, but it's like actually like
and it gives you more confidence when you actually like wrap your mind around that. So it's like,
right.
yeah. But public speaking is fucking scary as fuck.
I think
still.
that's a natural human thing. It's like a fight or flight, like, you know? So it's like even in altercations you'll get that sometimes.
As long as you kept
Right.
moving, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
dub
yeah.
for me. As long as I keep moving,
Yeah.
even if I don't know what the fuck was going on, I was kind of shocked. I'm
Yeah,
pretty happy.
For
Like,
sure.
I'd be terrified when I'm the type of person lights turn on. I'm like, that shit right there is my biggest fear, yo. That's my biggest fucking fear.
Everyone's staring at you saying nothing, dead
You know what I
silent.
mean? And you're like, and niggas are laughing at you and shit. Like, once you start thinking of those things before you go up, it's terrible. Because right away, I'm like, damn, there's so many white people. You know what I mean? It's like, are they gonna should I change my set? Because you know what I mean. Some people say that I say the N word a lot. Like, fuck, should I do this? Should I do that? But like the more I've also had more confident people around me, and like at shows, I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being more vulnerable, so I'm having more friends as well. And these niggas every single time like, yo, you excited to go up there? You're a fucking killer. I'm like, bro, I don't feel like I'm a killer. I'm nervous as fuck. Relax. You know what I mean? Like, but then I go up there, I do well. I'm like surprised. I'm surprised every time when I do well.
Really?
110%.
You don't expect it?
It's not things that I've never done before.
Yeah.
Like when it comes down to it, like I know that funny part of it is the reason why I wanted to start and begin with, but it's different when you put the lights on and shit. It feels so performative. It like took away from the art almost.
Interesting.
At a certain point, I kind of lost my love for it because you can't just focus on the art. So then it's like too much going on in your mind. So now I'm more
football. Did you get that with football?
football. Yeah, basketball is the only thing I didn't get it with now at this point in my life. But like the learning process, basketball is the biggest thing I relate life to for me because that was my biggest learning curve. At some point, I thought I just sucked, but then I realized it's all mental. Everything is fucking mental.
Yeah, but football, you felt that same thing?
100%. I just didn't have the coaching though. Like if you start playing football at like fucking grade 9, bro, that's a big jump to have to learn all those type of things when you like. And when you don't have proper coaching and shit like that, so you gotta learn shit yourself.
Yeah.
Confidence is in there. So I started off better because I was like, I'm an athlete. I could just do shit.
Where'd you start?
And the more I had to like learn and shit, I was like, I can't do this.
What like in grade 9? Where was it?
Grade 9, mullet.
Oh, WJ? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
Damn,
Wait,
Abby,
WJ? I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro.
So you know like Declare.
He's way before me. You know the old
yeah, that's
people,
right.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, does that
You
go
know-
to old folks home and name everybody in
like
there?
Baseco, like fucking talking like Baseco.
You know Tristan Etienne?
No,
and
I know
shit.
him though still.
You know Etienne, Tristan.
He
Yeah.
graduated a year before me. Bo's a family friend.
Yeah.
I know his brother Nelson. I know what's his face? His little brother too. One of his brothers does WWE now. He is massive.
Oh, that's
Leon.
Leon
He
Lacombo.
is fucking
Yeah.
massive.
So jacked.
Nelson is in the league right now.
Yeah.
Bo's in the league
Yeah,
right
Bo's
now.
in the league right
His
now.
sister was like about
Dude,
to
I
go
remember-
Div 1 for wrestling.
Bro,
my
when
nigga.
Bo first came here, I had no lie, because he's older than me. I think he's 2 years older than me. When he first came to BC, I remember like having conversations in high school, like with the coaches and everything at New S, and we're like, "Yo, could someone like actually like take a picture of this guy's birth certificate?" I don't think it's like everybody. No
You should see his
lie.
highlight
He's
tape.
ideas,
And-
man.
And we're not
You should
talking
see his
about just
highlight tape.
basketball. We're not talking about football. We're talking about, you gotta check out basketball, bro. He was banging on
He
people.
was a grown man.
Locombo, yeah. You gotta, real
He was a
shit.
grown man. He was a grown man just shitting on everybody.
Who's that dude from Centennial? You know what I'm talking about? Football player? Durant.
Lamar.
Lamar, yes.
It's like when I watched Lamar's highlights in high school, I'm like, he should not.
Yeah.
This guy's on steroids. You know what I mean? Like, he should not be here.
He's on some shit.
He should not be allowed to fucking compete with these
He
kids.
was nice. Yeah.
Like it's like watching LeBron's highlight tape when he's standing there asking for the ball with white kids at his ass. and shit. Real shit.
Yeah,
It's
Lamar's dunking in like grade 10 and shit. You're just like,
like taking off one hand.
yeah.
Like I don't.
Contact.
None of this is giving you enough context. You got to look this shit up.
Yeah,
And
no,
these
he was
people are
nice.
from here.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
He still plays. I think he's in he's in
Yeah, not
Hamilton.
basketball.
Is he Hamilton or
Something. We
he
interviewed
was in
him
BC
once.
for years. He's on the Lions for a bit.
Right.
I interviewed him once right when
I know
he
what you're talking
signed
about,
with the Lions, and I asked him, I'm like, yo, real shit, because the Lions suck. I don't really pay attention, but like I know the record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And he just was honest about it. At the end, he signed for the money, and you know, at that point, you know,
Yeah, he already won a great cup.
Yeah.
there's only so much you
Let's
can
just
really
be
hate
real.
on.
He won a
Yeah.
great cup,
You know
and he
what I mean?
was I think he was
the
Canadian of
bag.
the game or whatever. Outstanding Canadian. Yeah, he was a beast back in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yo,
me and him are same age.
before we wrap this up, I want to actually like just quickly like what you were saying about the performative thing when like the lights come on. Do you feel that when you guys do the podcast? Like, do you feel like it's like
The first while, yeah.
first while, huh?
Like the first whatever, how many minutes it usually is, and then it ends by the end of it.
And then, okay, so during the episode, it actually like just fades off.
Fades off for me, yeah.
How do you, man? Like, I just still feel like sometimes, like, you know, when the mics are on, the lights are on, cameras on, I know it's recording. It's like there's a little switch in me where I'm like, fuck, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
Which is fine. I
You
think that's
know?
good.
I just don't feel like it's 100% natural
I feel that.
from when this goes away and we're just
Yeah.
And real shit,
You know,
I agree with that, and that's what I mean when I said like the whole comedy thing. It kind of took it away from it because there's so many things you got to think about that people tell you about, and you start digesting too much. Especially if you're talented at something and you started it and you made it so far for a reason. If a coach now tells you need to change how you run, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I've been big on just like adapting though. I've been taught to just adapt. So there's just too much of that. So like at a certain point, just focus on the person, in my opinion. Because if you could do it with the mic off your face, it's not a problem of you. It's a problem of just the environment and the setting and shit like that, and your comfort and repetition in that setting. So for me, I realized like getting to that point, that's the only way I fucking even like feel this way is because I literally went through that same process. And now, especially now, sometimes I'll literally just stare at my hand because it's the closest thing that you could, because my eyes are bad and shit, that I could focus on like that like really makes me feel like
Some
it's real.
mindfulness shit, you know, just
Yeah,
like,
real
yo,
shit.
I'm here, like I'm.
And then focus on you, focus on the people in the room rather than like, you know, when you go through life, like when everything feels like it's foggy, but not foggy, you know what I mean? You're just going through repetition rather than like those intense moments feels like, bro, it's like almost like you're taking drugs type shit.
Yeah.
So like I try to force myself to do that in the moments because at the end of the day, for me at least, it's just that important. Like the comedy and this type of part of it is just that important that I need to figure that shit out. I can't just keep feeling that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it holds you back, bro. It doesn't, because if you're not comfortable, you're not gonna be able to just do your natural you shit that you would
Right.
do with the.
Cause it hits me because a few people have told me like, yo, you're not as natural as you usually are.
Yeah.
Like without the cameras and shit. I'm like, fuck, you know, because I get it, you know,
Yeah.
I understand what they're coming from. And it's just like,
Do what you gotta do to forget the mics and the cameras are here. That's why I just try to. Like, I always sit and usually be quiet in every room that I'm into, just so I settle into whatever I'm into first. I have my own process now.
Yeah.
That's all.
right.
It's just imposter syndrome. It's like your body just.
Yeah,
Even
bro.
for me, like that, because I was like, there's some piece of content I've made, and I'm like, this is shit. Then I posted or I gave it to a client, and I was like, dude, this is so fire. And I remember watching a clip. This content creator was like, when you have those moments, it's just your body telling you that like you're supposed to be, and you're just doing dope shit. Just don't overthink it.
And that you care.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing too.
Yeah, everyone's always their worst critic, man, and that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing. That's the number one thing that's gonna hold people back. Like I tell him all the time. I tell him sometimes, just post it, man. Don't judge it. Don't think if it's good or if it's not good or should I do this? Should I add that? Just post it. Just let it go.
I'm already thinking of like
Let it
what
free.
this person is gonna think about it. You
no,
know,
just
just
let
I
it
have
go.
a certain person in my mind. Like, yo, what's this?
Let the market speak. The market will tell you if you're good.
Right.
The market will tell you if you're good. If you're a good comedian, you don't overthink it. Don't think your jokes are funny or whatever the case may be. Just say them. If you get laughs, you know you're funny.
Yeah, man. There's
You
always
get no
gonna be a
laughs?
demographic for you. Like,
Yeah.
you can't make everybody happy. Type
Yeah,
shit.
you'll have your niche.
You were supposed to ask us about the albums and shit.
I know, man. Fuck.
You got
Do we have
notes?
time, real quick?
No, we don't got. I don't think we got.
You just
that.
literally ask us yes or no if you like it.
All right, which one go?
Heroes and villains.
29.
29. Heroes and villains.
I like hearing his opinions first
Album of the year, in my
Why?
on
opinion.
music
Why?
because I respect his opinion on music.
Her loss, ass.
No, that
So I
not,
was
After her loss, when her loss came out, now I'm
said
realizing
Her Loss
CLB's a
is
fucking
ass.
classic.
no. He just said her loss. Is
I
ass.
disagree. I normally don't disagree with this.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'm sure
ass. It's not ass, but it just
said ass.
It's not. I know.
That's what came out your mouth, man.
Let me rephrase.
I'm not
it's
against it, bro.
sticking. It's not sticking with me. It's just like
Oh, it's
That's fair. Because I told him.
like
No, it's stuck with me.
It's the first, like, it's one of the
Because
few
the
Drake
first track people
albums.
make fun of.
If that's the only song you remember, bro, you're just a social media guy. I'm sorry,
Thank
you're getting me cheesed.
But
right now.
yeah, I know.
I put out a body of art, bro, and you only remember me for the Black Vancouver clip, bruh. The fuck, bro?
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
No, her loss is fire.
Yeah, I
Fire.
It's
Like,
hard,
it's
bro.
fire.
It's
It's
beautiful,
hard.
man. It's
It's
a
fire.
beautiful album. Big
It's
fan.
hard.
CLB
And this is coming from a.
her loss.
CLB or her loss?
They're both their own
They're
thing.
both their own.
Yeah.
Very.
It's their own thing.
But in terms of because it's a duo, I couldn't compare the two because it's a
That's the thing.
duo album,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
One's Drake by himself, and this one's him and
Right,
21
right,
Savage.
right.
So it's hard to do that. But you have to also understand that, like, when you're putting out as much music as Drake is, you can't to be so criticism of him or critique him so hard, critical. It's very I think it's unfair. He's put out 3
100%.
albums in 14 months.
And also, too, like,
CLB was last September,
the EDM one, in my
and then he
opinion,
dropped. Sorry,
It's fire.
is still really fucking good.
dude, he dropped that without even telling anybody. You just woke up. Drake dropped another album.
And that's
Honestly, never mind that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, and as an artist, in my opinion, the fact that you branched out so far and you did it with your dick out like that, bro, is so hard. But everybody's
raps
like,
about it.
He literally said it in fucking
said
Her
it-
Loss.
yeah.
Because it's like, bro, it's wild that you really think that the nigga fell off when he's doing fucking club EDM music, whatever. But
Yeah.
look at the numbers though. When it comes to that genre of people, not the people that hate it, not the haters, but the people that actually appreciate that music, he hit number 1, bro.
But he's been doing it for a while. Like,
Number 1 in every genre, my nigga. You
Like
can't.
niggas, he's like a nigga so ignorant in my hood. They be like, "Why you fucking making techno?" I was like, "You have to rap about it."
and it's not even techno. It's like deep
yeah.
house. And like the reason I fucked with that album in particular, it was produced by a dope South African producer who's fucking killing it, bro. He's like one of the few like South African
You know his
producers.
name?
So you fuck with it on a
Black
different
Coffee.
level. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Because that I heard it.
Black Coffee. Yeah, he showed me.
I
Black
heard it. I
Coffee.
was like,
legit.
yeah.
the moment I heard him, like he definitely produced this.
Yeah.
hard.
And then also that other guy I fucking love because you should wait. It was at Jack Harlow concert when we went. No, that was City Girls. Sorry,
yeah.
it was at the other one. Trey Kanata.
Craig Sonata? Yeah.
Patronata, yeah.
He is a beast, man.
Nice.
Was that the week? I think it might have. He might have opened the weekend.
Weekend,
He opened
yes.
for the weekend. Oh my god! I literally was like, Yo, this guy's actually
He has a
legit,
boiler room
legit.
set, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Fire.
I haven't seen it yet.
You have to, bro.
Do you know what boiler room is?
No.
It's literally what it's like literally a DJ in a almost like an underground room like fucking Hello Goodbye.
Yeah.
But everybody could be around him. They got a setup camera just towards him and it's fucking lit. You just literally go off and it's just the DJ going crazy for fucking they have different types of artists and DJs going in there. Sometimes they have some live instruments, but it's lit. Like I'm talking it's a boiler like everybody's sweaty.
In the city?
It literally no. It looks like what an EDM festival is, but in a room.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like everybody's only there to dance and have a good time. Doesn't matter what's on there. The genre, that genre, people are there. There's nobody there like, can you play this song? No. Everybody's just there. It's so safe.
Yeah. So her Lost Fire, honestly, never. I'd probably put in order. If I'm gonna put it in order, I would probably put. It's tough. Her Lost and CLB are kind of like 1A, 1B. But if I had to, if you gun to my head, I'd probably put CLB first. I go CLB, her loss, and then honestly, never mind.
Shit. I mean, yeah,
I love
man.
Her
I mean,
Loss.
after her loss, I realized how
said
fucking
ass.
classic CLB is.
Yo, your boy said ass, bro. Your boy said ass.
I'm
that's-
just saying
bro.
it doesn't stick with me, huh?
I'm with you because we have this arguments all the
It
time.
doesn't stick with
That's
me.
how I felt about like views and like nothing was the same.
No, I
and
like
I didn't
that.
fuck,
Oh, nothing was the same. You don't fuck
fuck
with
with
nothing
it.
was the same.
didn't fuck with it.
Crazy.
Woo!
Fuck with
Crazy.
it.
Views was okay.
That's an album.
Views was okay.
Views was
Thank
okay.
you, man.
Views was okay.
That shit was overrated.
I was so
nothing
cheap.
Overrated, man.
Nothing was the same. Was
But that's what I'm saying. As like
Yeah, that's
we're
the
talking
goal.
about
Pound
it.
Go
cake
Drake.
poppy on that bitch. Come on now. Pound cake poppy can hold
All the old people are talking now. I'm uninterested.
Bro, nothing.
I'm uninterested. These
How
people
dare you.
want
Nothing was
two-step
the same.
music.
Go Drake album though.
These
That's
niggas want
like,
two-step music. We don't
Nothing was
want
the same.
that.
Nothing
bro.
was the same.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Drake
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's undisputed.
You know what's surprising? How many bangers are on the DJ Khaled album that people probably wouldn't even ever check out just because of DJ Khaled? But bruh, even
That
Drake,
one's fire.
Drake has a track on there that's probably like 60 or 70 seconds.
Yeah, a minute.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. You just want more, but
Bruh,
that's it.
this-
That's the op- that's the
I think
opener.
the reason why it's so good is because DJ Khaled didn't even say DJ Khaled that whole track. And I wouldn't be surprised if Drake was like, yo, my nigga.
Just shut
Please,
up.
for this one, just,
Let me go
Let me
off.
sing on this one
please,
real quick.
please. And he
Let
did,
me
bro.
get him wet.
It
Yo,
sounds
real
like old Drake. I put my phone on shuffle, that shit came on. I had to check what the fuck was playing. I'm like, what?
That's fucking
It's
dope.
hard.
It's
What was
hard.
that? I'm in it. That's what it's called.
It's literally a
album?
minute. It's just an intro.
Yeah,
it's
it's
an
like a
intro
minute.
song.
Yeah, it's the intro.
Oh, okay.
And it's
On
just Drake literally
on the
just
Khaled, on the Khaled one with God did it. Yeah, that one.
Khaled actually has a couple bangers on there. I just found
Fuck,
another
I
one.
really
yesterday.
want to
Yeah.
get into our top 5 albums of all time.
Damn good, we good.
Bro, there's bangers on.
Banger.
Just because you don't like DJ Khaled doesn't mean album ain't good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's
Tough
verse
because like it's just tough because he like he's producing it, but it's everybody else.
Yeah.
So like when you hear DJ Khaled dropped an album, you're not really like, oh, let me go check out DJ. It's like when like Mustard does an album.
Right,
He still has
right.
bangers on there.
Yeah.
But like because it's like he's
They
not
gotta
an
be your core
artist.
fans.
Yeah, he's not an
Core
artist.
fans, like-
Exactly.
It
He's
just
not
bothers me. Like technically, the song when it's like a DJ Khaled song.
Yeah.
Like on
It is.
Spotify, it's kind of I pisses
Like
me
Metro
off.
Boomin, the whole album. At the end of the day, he's
Fire.
done those type of albums before.
Fire.
Fire. That
But that's different because Metro Boomin, we have a certain liking to him because of Future and Drake too.
Definitely.
So like the DJ Khaled is different though. Like when
The thing
people
is,
that
if
hate
you're-
him, like they really hate him.
If you're a true follower, bro, if you go back to Metro Boomin's catalog, bro, there's even songs I even like hadn't heard, and I heard like I think he did on Travis Scott. Fire. You wouldn't even know it's like a Metro Boomin
I
song.
like DJ Khaled on Instagram though. He's funny, man. That's a
He-
funny
he
nigga.
has
He's
a-
always flexing. He's always.
I don't like the veneers.
closing
He
the
should have never
doors,
got those veneers.
Everyone has veneers.
Not everybody's
Strippers in
look
fucking
bad,
Scottsdale fucking had veneers.
though. Not everybody's looks
When at the strip
terrible.
club in Scottsdale, I was like, "Where'd you get your teeth done?" She's like, "California." I'm like, "Everyone gets veneers."
California.
You like California? I was like,
course
"Your,"
you did.
I was like, "Your
Of
breath
course.
kind of stinks." But it is what it is.
Would you ever get like fake abs and shit?
Stop.
Man.
Like a fake dick? If you get your dick big.
You never know, man. You never know at this point.
Honestly, I'm
At this
not afraid
point
to
in the
eat.
world, I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, nah or yeah. Like
bro.
Ain't no fake dicks
you
coming.
never know.
You don't think so? Look it up. It's real, bro.
No, it is real. I'm saying I would never.
Oh, you
Bro,
wouldn't.
people are getting fat taken out of their like cheeks to make their jawlines more. It's a real
People just
thing.
aren't happy.
Like literally, like ripping it out of their
People
own
just aren't happy.
inner cheek.
When I hit like 80 and I'm bored in life, I might,
Oh,
roll,
100%.
roll my dick out like a
Thank
red
you.
carpet.
Thank you.
I might do it.
I said if
I
I,
might
get to
do it,
80,
bro.
if I get to 80 and I'm still kicking,
I'm out here.
I'm
I'm
doing
out here
every single drug on
tying
the
my
fucking
shoes with my
block.
dick and
Oh,
shit.
100%.
You know what I'm
Every
saying?
single drug.
Easy.
What's
I
up?
should do ayahuasca. I've always wanted to do
Oscar?
that. Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's wrap
Yeah,
it up.
we're-
I see Alex getting all fucking stressed out over there.
All right, thanks guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you
This
guys
is good,
coming
man.
on, bro. Enjoy 24 episode 29. We got Provy, Daniel, Stanley on the pod.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yeah.
Follow them on What's
Everything.
They'll find
Everything.
us. They'll
Yeah.
find us.
Everything.
Just follow
Yeah, they
any one
know.
of us.
They know.
Yeah.
They already know what's good.
Yeah.
You know.
Appreciate you guys.
Enjoy your 24.
Yes,
Ta-ta.
sir.
Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Oh, you gotta run, huh?